Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And I'm really excited to bring to you today something very interesting from the last night movie line. This is Allspark Tech Optimus Prime. Now, this is a figure and a series that I felt should have been out before the film was released, when a lot of those Wave 1 figures were, because this is a very kid-friendly and fun line that I think is going to get overlooked now, seeing as how the last night really didn't perform well. Basically, what you get in the starter set is Optimus Prime, a micro USB cable, and this cube. Basically what this is this is a rechargeable cube. Put one end here into the back of the cable, into the back here, plug the other end into a charger or dongle or whatever, and it will blink red as it's charging, then solid blue when it's fully charged. You see here, there are connectors. I want to say these are copper, I'm not 100% sure. And then when you come up here to the figure, and you go ahead and open up the chest plate, carefully, because this does like to pop out every now and then. And inside, as you can see right where my finger is, there's a back plate in between the rear of the chest cavity and the back of the figure. So you want to line the plug up with that and slide it in, and when you do,
I am Optimus Prime.
It activates some lights and sounds. So we can go ahead and close the chest. Now, the instructions say as you move the figure around, it will make different sounds. The examples they give is swooshing it,
you are my friend,
transforming, which we'll get to, and then just generally moving things around. Now we'll talk about the articulation.
Is the pathway to victory.
Also, if you just leave the figure alone, it'll talk. There are ball-jointed hips with no knees, ball-jointed shoulders, but on Optimus Prime,
Autobots, transform and roll out.
they are limited by the front of the truck, and there are ball-jointed elbows, but unfortunately the way the socket is cut, they're dumbbell curling arms. So,
I am Optimus Prime.
one of the definite ways to get some different sounds is to transform it. All the figures in the line transform relatively the same way, which I'll demonstrate because I was able to grab a couple more. First, what you want to do is bring the shoulders up, and they will just tab into place. The arms will come into the side there. Bring the figure around back like this. Flip the feet up. Peg the legs together, and then very slightly collapse the legs in. Then make sure you have everything level. Come around and close this front panel. They specifically say this should be the last thing you do going to vehicle mode, and the first thing you do going back into robot mode. And if you start rolling it, you do get some rolling noises here. Unfortunately, things don't like to stay together all that well, but maybe we can try. Alright. Now, going back, you should be able to... That's weird, because that should have made the transformation noise, but here, let's go back. So you pull the legs back out. Let's separate things here and get my thumb in there. There you go. And then if you go like this, you get that little noise. So separate everything back down. Unfortunately, Optimus isn't the best example for this line
You are my friend.
and the transformation. But like I said, I do have a couple other figures that we can take a look at. So when you're done with Optimus Prime,
Knowledge is the pathway to victory.
open up the chest plate and pull the cube out. All the lights and sound are contained in the cube. Now, the way I think it works is that there are different keys or sensors in that back plate that will basically allow the cube to recognize the different figures, which we're going to start taking a look at right now. First figure we're going to take a look at that I was able to pick up was Hound, and as you can see, Hound's shoulders are very different, so you do have that use of that ball joint there. But much like Optimus Prime, the elbows do have that dumbbell curling cut. Also, his legs tend to be a little bit on the loose side. So come in here, open up the chest. We're going to slip the cube in. You know, I think I turned it upside down. No, there we go. No, had the right way. Yep. Slide it in. And then you got a robotic sound saying Hound. Now, close the chest. If we just wait, you'll start swinging things around. We should hear some voices in a minute. Clearly not John Goodman. So, transformation is exactly the same as Optimus Prime. Bring the shoulders up and in. Come around to the back here. Flip the feet down and around. Bring the legs together. They really do not peg together well, but when you collapse the hips, everything does clip into place quite nicely and holds it. And then, of course, much like Optimus Prime, the last thing you want to do is bring that front down, and if you start rolling it, you get some more sounds. Each figure is supposed to have around 15 different sounds. Obviously, there's no surefire way to trigger them, so it would be foolish to sit here and try to get them all. So we just rotate that back, extend the legs ever so slightly, separate them if they haven't already separated, flip the feet out.
Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way.
And then you just bring the shoulders down. I should say all the heads are on very nice expressive ball joints too. I don't know if I mentioned that. So that's about it for Hound. So again, open up the chest and pull out the cube. So we'll pause for a moment and take a look at the third figure we're going to look at today. So the final figure I was able to pick up was Drift, and I would say Drift is the best out of all of them, and his transformation is a little bit different. He features the same articulation, and much like Hound, has a full range of movement in the shoulders, but of course he does have that bicep bend. So let's go ahead and put the cube in his chest. That same digitized voice as Hound had. Swoosh him around.
The path of the warrior is lifelong.
I'm pretty sure that's not the voice actor from the movie. So, transformation, you're basically going to start the same way.
All law is deception.
Bring the arms up just like that. Come around the back here. Flip the feet down. As you can see, the legs will form the front of the car. So you want to peg the legs together. And then, again, just slide the hips up ever so slightly. And then come around the back and bring down the back panel to get that transformation sound. And as you can, you roll them around, you get those different sounds. Ooh! This is the most responsive vehicle. That's kind of cool. And of course, going back, just reverse the order of instructions. Flip the feet up. That was really cool. That's the most responsive we've had, hasn't we?
If we only defend, we lose the war.
Now, I should mention, when you insert the cube in, and I'll show it here again on Drift, the front, as I said, will light up blue. On Decepticons, it's supposed to light up red. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get any Decepticons. In Wave 1...
The path of the warrior is lifelong.
In Wave 1, the only Decepticon is Barricade, and they didn't have him at Target where I was able to get this. So, that's about it for the Allspark tech figures that I have. We'll pause for a moment, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So, I was able to get these figures at Target, where there's been some early sightings. I also saw the Optimus Prime set earlier in the week at Toys R Us. At least Optimus Prime is actually $10 more at Toys R Us. The set of Optimus Prime, which includes the figure, the cube, and the charging cable, all of which you need to power the other figures, costs about $30. The individual figures are either around $14 or $15. I don't know if I can recommend being a completionist with them, because right now the transformations are all the same. The articulation, while somebody did put in an effort, is rather limited, but the sounds are what's different. And it is nice that each figure has his own unique sounds and voice clips and what have you. So what I would recommend, just to try it out, pick up Optimus Prime, and then pick up one of the other figures you like. Between Hound and Drift, I think I like Drift the best. It's a nice car mode, and the transformation is different enough from Optimus Prime. These are also starting to show up on eBay and Amazon, but they're sold by third-party sellers who are charging an inflated price. But keep an eye out there, and who knows, you might be able to find him. I don't know how deep this line is going to get. I don't know how many stores are actually going to have them, because as I mentioned in the beginning, the last night didn't do well, and it appears, at least from my end, that interest in the line is drying up. But, as I said, check out your targets, you just might get lucky. This is your old pal Chuck, for Optimus Prime, Hound, and Drift. We will see you next time.